There's nothing quite like driving your own Land Rover, but there's also nothing quite like fixing your own Land Rover. Welcome to the Overland Legend channel, where we talk about building and overlanding Land Rovers. In this second episode, we make some serious progress on fixing up this Defender 90. As usual, the plan changes as we encounter some surprises and unexpected problems. But mostly we start to see some glimpses of how this TDI 90 could look once we are finished. So in the first episode we stripped out this Landy and cleaned everything out, and now in this second episode we've started to fix everything and replace some of the new parts. And I've made actually quite good progress on that list that I had, and I've ticked off, well, pretty much I can tick off most stuff. So I mean, there's lots of stuff that I can tick off. Indicator stalk we sorted out, replaced the light switch, recovered the steering wheel, cleaned the dashboard, fixed and replaced the vent lever, that's done. Replaced the cigarette lighter, still need to fix the gear knob and remove the excess wiring, we did that. New set of keys, those things we're still waiting for. Roof painted it white. Replaced the alpine rubbers, we cleaned and re-glued the headlining, resealed the sides, redone the rear windows and redone the felt and the rubbers, cleaned the carpets, cleaned the front seats, made good progress, and this is what it's sort of starting to look like now. So let me show you exactly how we did all of that stuff. The seats were tired, and initially I was just going to replace the base foam and keep everything else. But in the end I got a full seat refurb kit, stripped them, repainted the frames and replaced everything. So we ended up with brand new seats that we then refitted. Replacing the foam and recovering them was not too difficult, using the Britpart seat refurb kit. It comes with everything you need, except maybe for an extra pair of hands. I followed some of the Britpart videos on YouTube to get some tips. The wobbly indicator arm wasn't just worn out, it was broken. The steering column clamp was broken, so I had to replace the whole unit with a new one. Then I also fitted the new light switch, and reused the original windscreen wiper switch. The heater controls were just very dirty and they looked like they had never ever been lubricated, so they'd obviously just gotten stuck. Once I had cleaned and straightened them, they were working fine again and I could refit them. And then I just readjusted all the cables and everything worked perfectly fine again. The fog light switch was completely faded and the little fascia panel was cracked, and so that was also replaced. All of these parts are readily available and not very expensive, and replacing it is easy and it makes such a difference to the appearance. I don't know why more people don't just do this as a matter of course to keep their vehicles neat and tidy and looking good. The door panels had some cracks in that I repaired with fiberglass. Then some of the clip retainers had broken off, so I used this little trick that my brother Brian had worked out. These little white clip retainers become brittle and break, and you can't get them out to replace them. So instead you can just drill a little hole and fit a 3.5mm self-tap screw. Then you can fit new black clips to the head of the tap screw and everything works perfectly fine again. I finally bit the bullet and tackled the biggest job of all, removing the roof to paint it. I was dreading this because it's quite a big job, but in the end it all went well and I got it done over 2 weekends. Removing the roof is easy. It's really just a few bolts all the way around. How did you like that? It's the convertible look. Then the biggest job was preparing the roof and painting it. The original paint was in excellent condition, and the only reason I was painting it was to change the color scheme to match the white wolf rims that we had planned to refit. There was 1 or 2 little bits on the roof that needed taking care of where the paint was starting to lift, and so we sorted that out quite easily. My paint job was very average, but it will do and serve the purpose. Removing the roof also allowed me to refit new seals and tighten up everything properly. The other big job was fixing the dreaded rear window rattle. Okay, so I've just taken these window frames apart, and this is what it looks like when you've got everything out. So I've got all the rubbers off. There's these two rubbers which are just like fillers, short one and a long one, and then there's a long one with the channel in, and this is what holds in the fixed part of the glass. And then there's a small strip which goes in between the two, and that I haven't managed to get that off yet, so that's still on the glass. And then this is stuff that I've taken out of this window frame here on the top piece, because these things rattle bad. This guy You know, and then you get stuff like this with silicone and filler and I don't know what else to try and stop the leaks instead of just fixing it properly. So I'm going to take it apart and I'm just going to reassemble it with all of these rubbers. It's really difficult to get hold of these rubbers, especially here. I phoned around today and I really didn't find anything. So, but to get this apart, there's basically, obviously you just take off these pop rivets which hold it onto the vehicle, and then you've just got on the frame, you've got 2 screws on each side which holds it together and then makes the whole frame. So I didn't do a video on that, but I'll pop a link in the on the video on top, and you'll be able to see exactly how to do it. There's a really cool video that I found from I think it's Britannica Restoration. So I'll put that in, and that's exactly what I did, is I followed that. So now I'm just going to clean this up and then I'm going to reassemble it. That too turned out quite well, and I have no more rattles. The aircon unit's got some cracks over here. Another big thing was replacing the aircon unit, because it was broken and cracked. Brian had a spare one that I was able to use. I had the gas removed before completely removing the unit. Or so I thought, because I got a nasty surprise when I disconnected the aircon pipes. Obviously, there was still some pressure in the system. What a mess it made. I struggled a bit refitting the other aircon unit because the riv nut in the dashboard kept on stripping, so I had to replace that a couple of times. Also, the fittings at the ends were not exactly the same, and I had to change them slightly to make it fit. The old head lining was really tired and dirty, and I thought I could reuse it, but in the end I had to replace it. So I had it recovered, but I couldn't replace it until I had finished with the painting of the roof. So once that was done, it was quite rewarding to be able to finally fit the new head lining back in. So you can see that things are coming along nicely now, as we have covered more than half of our list. We should be able to get the rest done fairly quickly, as we have everything that we need. In the next video, I will get to the rest of those items. Thanks again for watching and following this build. Let us know in the comments what you think. Bye bye, until next time.